has been created. Constraints can be defined either at column level or at table level. Let's now see the types of constraints and corresponding usage. There are basically 6 types of constraints. They are not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, check and default. Not null constraint ensures that column won't contain any null value. Unique constraint requires every value in a column should be unique. Primary key is a combination of unique and not null constraint. It means it enforces the uniqueness as well as it cannot contain a null value. Next is a foreign key constraint. It is also called as referential integrity constraint. It establishes a relationship with primary key in another table. Foreign key is a concept which is based on data values and are purely logical. Check constraint defines some condition that each row in a table must satisfy. Next is a default one. Default constraint is used to specify default value for a column. The default value is used to populate in a table if no other value is specified while insertion. Let's start with basics of SQL and types of SQL statements. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It's a language designed for managing data in RDBMS. It is basically used to communicate with database. It's an ANSI standard language. Now let's see what are the different types of SQL statements available. First one is select, which is basically used to retrieve data from the database. Next type is DML, that is data manipulation language. DML statements are basically used to manage data within the database objects, that is table. Listed in the table are DML statements available. Insert is used to add new data in the table. Update is used to modify the existing data within the table. And delete is used to remove records from a table. Merge statement is a combination of insert and update. Based on some condition, either it will update or insert the data. Next type is a DDL, that is data definition language. It is used to define database object structure or schema within the database. The corresponding statements are create, alter, drop, truncate and rename. Create is used to create objects within the database. Alter is used to alter the structure of the database objects. Drop is used to remove the object from the database. Truncate removes all the records from the table as well as space allocated for the records also removed. And rename is used to rename an object in the database. Next type is TCL, that is transaction control language. It is used to manage changes made by DML statements. Commit, rollback and save point are the TCL statements available. Commit is used to save the changes made by DML statements, whereas rollback is used to undo the changes made by DML statements. Last type is DCL, that is data control language. It is used to assign the privileges or revoke back the specific privileges from the specific users. Here, grant is used to assign the access privileges to a database or objects within the database, and revoke is used to withdraw the access privileges assigned using grant command. Let's start with the next topic, that is DDL statements, where we are going to cover various types of DDL statements in detail. DDL statements are used to define the database structure or schema. They are used to manage various objects within the database such as table, view, index, synonym, constraints, etc. Every DDL statement does an auto commit. In this session, we are going to cover the creation and management of table and constraints. Syntax to create a table is as shown. In the syntax, Schema is the name of the owner's name, then table is the name of the table, column is the name of the column, default expression specifies the default value for the column, and data type contains the column's data type and width. By comma separation, we can specify multiple columns. The example to create a table is as shown. Create table new EMP, and into circular brackets we can specify the multiple columns. So here employee ID is specified as numeric data type, last name with character data type which is a varchar 2, salary with number data type, and hire date column, that is a joining date column with date data type. Once the table is created, user can confirm the table creation using the describe command. So describe space and table name. It will show the structure of your table. Next DDL statement is a alter statement. It is used to add new column, modify existing column, drop a column, add a constraint, etc. In the syntaxes, alter statement with a add keyword is used to add a new column in a table. Modify keyword is used to modify the existing column within the table, and drop keyword is used to remove a column from the table. Listed here are the corresponding examples. First example will add a column phone number in job history table. Second example, that is alter table job history, modify job ID varchar to 30, will modify the job ID column in job history table to update the size of the column. Third example will remove a phone number column from the table. Next type of DDL statement is a drop statement. Drop statement is used to remove the objects from the database. All the data as well as structure of the table will be removed. Syntax for the same is drop table and then table name. Next one is a truncate statement. Truncate statement removes all the rows from the table as well as it releases the storage space used. Syntax for that same is truncate table and table name. Last one is a rename statement. Rename statement is used to rename any object within the database. Syntax for the same is rename old table name to new table name. Once any object is renamed, you cannot refer the same object with the old name now. Till now, we have seen the creation and management of table within the database. Now let's see how to define the constraints. As we have already seen, the constraints can be defined at the time of table creation or after the table has been created. We will first see example of creating constraints at the time of table creation. Here I am creating an employee table with specified columns. Here I need to apply a primary key constraint on employee ID column. For that, we need to specify first column name, then data type, space, and then constraint name. Also, I have applied a check constraint on gender column to ensure the value should be either M or F. Then not null constraint on email ID column and unique constraint on phone number column. Now I want to apply foreign key on department ID column, which should refer to department table's department ID.